Good afternoon, Ms. Gamboa.
Hello.
I want to thank you for your time today. We'll be participating in this interview centered around school culture. And today you'll be answering these questions in regards or in context as a parent. So as you can see, I have 30 words here for you. And if you don't mind, would you take a moment to circle 10 words that are most important to you when you think about school culture?
Okay.
All right, thank you. Now, if you don't mind, can you just name the words that you selected?
So I selected inclusivity,
Okay.
student-centered, growth mindset, high expectations, equity, engagement, social emotional learning, culturally responsive teaching, empowerment, and motivation.
Wow, I like those word choices. All right, so first question, Ms. Gamboa. Are you aware if your child's school has a mission or a vision? And if you are, can you just maybe summarize that vision for us or for me?
Sure. So when I drop off my children, I see on the mural on the building, and it says "Where the world comes to learn." And so I assume that that is part of the vision, that this is where the world comes to learn. This is a very diverse school, and so I think that's probably what it is.
All right, thank you for that. All right, and you're absolutely correct. We have over 100 different languages here at this school. Okay, next question. What do you know about the culture of your child's school, and can you provide any examples?
I like the culture at our school because it's very inclusive. The students who practice Islam are given an opportunity to pray throughout the day, and that's not always the case in every district or every school. There are a multitude of languages spoken. Most of the students have a background from a different place than the United States, and so it's very inclusive, and there is room for everyone, it seems, at Wisdom, and that's why I like my children coming here.
All right, thank you, and that means a lot to know that students are welcomed, and I like the example that you provided for us, giving those students an opportunity to pray every day at 2:30. That is something different if you haven't seen it before, and I think that's a great way to show students that they are welcomed here, no matter where they're from. I appreciate that, Ms. G. Next question: how do parents work together and with staff of the school to reach the goals of the students? So how would you say parents and teachers work together? And you can also include admin or other outside entities as far as the school wraparound, maybe the school coaches, but anything or anywhere where you see teachers are making that extra effort to work with parents in order for student success.
So something that I appreciate is my daughter's in honors classes, and those teachers will let me know if there's an assignment missing, or if we have like light attendance, and I'm also notified immediately if there is an absence in a class, and so these things help me stay on track for my daughter.
All right, good. So very good parent open communication, and that's something that we do ask teachers to provide for our parents, and that's weekly communications. Definitely starting off with the positive, and then going on to the things where we having our wonderings at. And something that you spoke about, you probably forgot to mention, but in that speaking points, the language is translated for the parents. So as I'm typing in my homeland language, the parents have an opportunity to get that conversation in dialect that they're familiar with. So that's definitely an open way for us to show that we're being intentional about communicating with all of our students' parents. I appreciate that, Ms. Gamboa. All right, next question. What kind of decisions are parents included in making on this campus? So can you give me an example of any decisions that you guys were included in, as far as maybe different policies or just different things that's geared towards our students? Were you guys a part of any of the decision making process?
So there are regularly invitations to meet with the principal for coffee and different events for parents. Unfortunately, I'm a working parent and I have been unable to attend these, but there are opportunities available, and also to give feedback to the teachers. So there are opportunities available for parents on this campus.
And thank you for that. That's something that I'll take back to my team. We do need to be more cognizant of our working parents, and we have to be more intentional about providing those opportunities for them to get the same type of communication that our parents who are able maybe to attend those meetings. So thank you for that particular feedback. That's something that I will take back to the team. I appreciate that. Secondly, in that, do you think parents should be included in more decisions at the school? Even though you haven't had an opportunity to maybe come to some of the meetings, if you were able to come, do you feel like parents should be more inclusive as far as making decisions regarding the school?
Yes, I mean, I think it would be good if we had more, if we were allowed to give more input on things. But there's again the issue of just being a working parent, working two jobs. It makes it hard to attend. Okay. But I am interested. Maybe surveys would be a good way to get through to the parents.
Okay. Last part on this 3-part question. If you had an opportunity to make a decision that held some type of heavyweight or lightweight, would you provide giving me an example of one of those decisions? I know here when school started, we had a lot of pushback with school uniforms, and you're here in the classroom, on campus, off campus, dropping your students off, and just thinking about some of the concerns the students bring. What would be one of those wonders as a parent you wish you could have more influence on when you think about school policy and decision making?
I think that for our safety, that students should be wearing uniforms and also their IDs. And I know that it is enforced to a certain extent on campus, but I think that it would help tremendously just for the peace of mind. If everyone's wearing the same thing, everyone has their ID. And I understand that there were metal detectors recently implemented, and that also gives me a sense of safety. And so I'm glad that those things are implemented on our campus to help.
Okay, so from what I can hear, it seems like you're pretty pleased with the weight that you guys have had on making those decisions in regarding cell phones, yes, uniforms, and things of that nature. Because for our students, we do understand that they want to have that autonomy, but at the same time, points you just brought up for us, safety, and that's one of the main reasons why we have those uniforms in place. And thank you for supporting that, because you as a parent, you help reinforce that before the students come to school. So thank you for being a part of that and supporting us in that endeavor. All right, last question. All right, what are some of the positive aspects of the current campus culture? And it's a 2-part question, so I'll ask you the first part, and then we'll move to the second part. So the first question was, and you've probably already stated this, and I'm gonna just get you to dig deep. If you could think, what would be a positive aspect of our campus culture?
So on this paper, you had me circle the words that were important to me, and one of the first one I saw was inclusivity. And I love how this campus is very inclusive of all students, all religions, all orientations. I see that the students are getting along, and I haven't heard of any bullying. And so I think that inclusivity is a very positive aspect of the campus culture. Also, the engagement. Teachers collect the phones at the beginning of class, and they force the students to actually talk to each other instead of texting to each other. I think this is good for them to learn to speak professionally to one another. And so I think the engagement and the inclusivity are both strengths for the campus culture here.
All right, thank you, Ms. G.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last part of this question, and again, even though I work here, I would like for you to really be transparent, and I won't wear my feelings on my shoulders. But if you could really think, what would be something we can improve when you think about culture, and just maybe tell me why. So if you think about something that we really could improve on, or shoot a goal to improve on, could you give me that and maybe tell me why?
So I had a student at this campus several years ago, and it was a totally different vibe, a totally different culture.
Okay.
They didn't have they didn't have a band. They didn't have the extracurriculars. Now I know Rome wasn't built in a day, but I see that things are starting to turn around, and they're getting more extracurricular activities and clubs and things on campus. And so we need more of that for our students to keep them engaged, keep them off the streets, and keep them safe and doing something constructive and engaging and educational. And so more of that. And I know there's an improvement from the way it was, but we just need more.
I like that. And that's something that one of the teachers spoke on earlier this morning. He said he would like for it to be more opportunities for students to have social engagement where it can be directed implicitly and explicitly. So I appreciate that, Ms. Gamboa. You've given me a lot to think about. Thank you for your transparency. Thank you for being honest. And thank you for allowing your kids to attend Wisdom High School. Without your kids, we don't have a job. So thank you so much. And if there's anything I could ever do to support you in any of your wanderings, please feel free to reach out. And thank you again, Ms. Gamboa. I appreciate it. You have a good day. Thank you. All right. Good afternoon, Dr. Nicholson.
Good afternoon.
All right. We're going to be spending some time today in regards to campus culture. First of all, I would like to thank you for allowing me to have some of your time today. And if you don't mind, we're going to start off our interview by you just kind of conveying your role and your duties. And if you don't mind, just kind of convey how long you've been in admin.
Okay. I have been an administrator for over 20 years now, and
you serve in the capacity.
Thank you. Right now, I am the 12th grade administrator. I also supervise CTE as well as the elder teachers. I also provide coaching for all teachers on campus, and in addition to that, I am over the PEAMS, registration, so much Title I. I'm a Title I coordinator as well.
Okay.
And all things senior.
All right.
And I probably left out some things, but I do all duties as assigned.
All right, thank you for that, Dr. Nicholson. All right, so I gave you some words that you could choose from centered around culture. And if you don't mind, can you just name me your 10 words that you selected in any order?
Okay, so I selected collaboration, accountability, data-driven decision, trust, growth mindset, equity, clear communication, lifelong learning, and rigorous instruction.
Okay, thank you for that. So our first question I'm going to go to is, what is the vision for our school, and do you think it is known by all? Now, if you would like to, you definitely could give me a summary of that in short. Just kind of sum it all up for us, the vision.
Okay, so our vision is we want all students to have academic excellence and to be able to compete on the district, state, as well as the local levels. We will provide this excellence through teachers that are exemplary themselves through challenging curriculum in a safe environment.
All right, thank you for that. Academic excellence. Okay. Question number 2. Is the vision shared by all on your staff? It's a 2-part question, and we just take it one part at a time. So would you say the vision is shared by everyone on the staff?
Yes, I do. I think it's shared by all.
Okay. And if so, can you kind of give me an example or just kind of elaborate on how you know that the vision is shared?
Now, although the vision may not, the staff may not be able to verbalize the vision as it's written, I do know that they are aware of the key aspects of it, such as student achievement excellence, challenging curriculum, and exemplary teachers. I know they know those key aspects, and I know that they know that by way of their behavior and how they instruct their lessons and how they motivate students in the hallway, and just how their overall mannerisms that they exhibit here on campus.
Okay, great. And I agree with you. It's real pleasant being on this campus.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next question. What do you do when someone on the staff does not share the vision? What do you do to kind of implore them to get on board?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that, because that goes back to one of my words here, growth mindset. I end up having a conversation with them, and I highlight the things that are going right and that are positive, and how they play a part in the growth in our school. I do listen to what they have to say, but I do outline for them how they can play a part in fixing their own problem, and how they also play a part in correcting their own issues or concerns that they may see, and redirect and refocus that attention to a more constructive approach to working here at Wisdom High School.
So it sounds like to me you're kind of emphasizing accountability.
That's another one of my words.
All right, so implicitly showing and shifting that to teachers having accountability, and taking ownership and moving and shifting the vision forward as far as the school is concerned.
Yes.
And that goes into that group efficacy. We talk a lot about self-efficacy, but when we speak about shared vision, that's that group efficacy. All right, thank you for that, Dr. Nicholson. And then you kind of already answered the question, how do you know when they do not share the vision? So just as I'm learning through this interview, can you just give me something that you will notice when a particular teacher may not share the vision?
Absolutely. When they want to vent, they want to vent about something. I had a teacher today that wanted to vent about, oh goodness, what were they venting about today? Oh, they were venting about professional development and how it's the same professional development that we present every staff development day. And I had to remind that teacher that no, it's actually different.
Yes.
And each time you have a professional development, you should think of a way that you can execute that what you're learning in a different way. So although you may think it's the same, you should challenge yourself in thinking, how can I exhibit it a different way so that it's not different. I mean, it's just about reinventing yourself, you know, and challenging yourself and not being complacent with where you are.
Exactly. Thank you for that. Okay, we'll move on to question number 4. All right, and this is also a 2-part question, Dr. Nicholson. It says, what and how do you use collaborative decision making? And I know that that's something you do, because we just got finished planning for our upcoming PD Day, and you kind of threw your ideas out there. But what you did, you said, I'm able to receive any other ideas that you guys may have, and you really show a good example of that. We always know that if we don't have a plan, people will have a plan for us. But in the plans that you have for us, you're always willing to take feedback, and not only take the feedback, but be receptive and move on it. You know, and that's something that we emphasize in our collaborative decision making, is just not being tone deaf. So thank you for that, Dr. Nicholson.
Thank you for recognizing that.
Something else this question is asking us is it worth the time and effort when we do have collaborative decision making? And if the answer is yes, maybe tell me why. And if it's not, why not? And you've already said that it is worth it. So can you just kind of speak to why this?
I think that it's situational, and
Okay.
I think it's situational based off of the school's rating.
Okay.
So of course, if the school is an A/B campus, I think that the district can have a hands-off approach with that campus and listen more to the building leadership about what's good and what's working for the campus, and not impose so many district mandates on that campus, because what that campus is doing is obviously working, and so they can so the district does not have to have such a helicopter approach with that campus. Now, in the same vein, I think that the district could also challenge that campus to get better, because you can always get better. There's always room for improvement.
Okay.
So not necessarily for those campuses that are A/B campuses. I think that the district can step in and challenge that campus, but not apply the same pressure as they would the campuses that are C, D's, and F's.
It makes all the sense in the world. Same approach we take with our students.
Absolutely.
All right, and I totally agree. Let the tier ones fly, but don't forget about them. I like that. All right, should teachers be more empowered? If so, why?
What do you mean?
And that's what I was saying. That is a vague question. So
empowered to.
I guess when we think about
lesson?
culture, when you think about culture, should teachers be more empowered, and if so, why? So I guess when you think about our campus dealing with culture, perfect example, the AOT team, they take a lot of initiative, and I know that they've been empowered to do these things. So, for example, if we go in their department right now, they've decorated with the Valentine's Day theme. So, in context of that, do you think teachers should feel like they should be more empowered when it comes to campus culture, or should they not be? And if so, why or why not?
Before we empower anybody on campus culture, I think it's important that we get a single definition of what culture is and what it looks like on campus, because what culture means to me may not be what the culture is for somebody else, and what the defined culture is on campus may conflict with what someone's definition of culture is. So I think it's very important that we understand what the campus culture definition is. Once we understand what the campus culture definition is, then we can empower people to be innovative and risk takers within the parameters of that campus culture definition.
Gotcha. We speak about that all the time, that common language. I agree.
Because there are some individuals that may be offended by Valentine's.
You're right.
There's some religions here that don't recognize Valentine's, and there's you just have to be very sensitive to your students and what they deem as campus culture too. Then it goes, gosh, all this is connected. So it all goes back to collaboration.
It does.
You gotta bring people in to define what that campus culture is, and then you work together to shape it for the campus, so that everyone feels inclusive.
Yes.
Inclusive. I didn't circle that one. But inclusive in the campus culture.
I agree.
Everything is connected.
Definitely. Okay, thank you for that, and thank you for your enthusiasm. I appreciate your passion. You're real passionate, Dr. Nicholson. So last question. What are the positive aspects of the current campus culture? And this is a two-part question. That was the first part. What are some of the positive aspects of our current campus culture?
I think some of the positive aspects of our campus culture is that we all strive to improve academic achievement. That is one of the mentions in our campus vision is student achievement, student excellence. Student achievement and student excellence, and that is the positive thing. That's one thing we all understand.
Yes.
Is that we're here for the students and that we're here for their academic success.
Okay, good job. Last part of this question. What aspects do you believe need to be improved, and why? Yeah, I think you've already spoke on it. And I can, but if you would like to reiterate it, but you did just say it. You said it so eloquently. If I can just kind of convey what I inferred, far as perspective, something that we need to improve on as a campus is just making sure that we have that common language in any endeavor that we attempt to go at. You know, common language is very, very important, and I think that's where the disparity comes in, is that we all have these great ideas, but because of our different backgrounds and different experiences, what we bring to the table is definitely going to be different from another person. But it doesn't make mine no better, doesn't make that person's no better, doesn't make me right, or it doesn't make them wrong. It's just a matter of opinion.
It is.
Okay.
And I think also collaboration is another thing that we might need to focus on, because we sit in meetings sometimes and it's, did you do this? It's compliance oriented. But it's rare that we're in a meeting and we get to share our ideas on how things should be delivered to staff, or how we should draft an agenda, or just to have our creative juices flowing.
Got you. So,
you know, with each other. We had one meeting where that happened, and that was the best meeting ever.
Okay.
In my opinion, because everyone had buy-in, everyone had something to say, and what everybody said, it was taken into account. Now, you know, you may have your say, but that doesn't mean you have your way.
There you go.
And I think everyone understood that, but they felt that they were in a safe environment so that they could have their say and it could be considered.
Okay. Great answer. I appreciate that. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Dr. Nicholson.
I enjoy helping you and doing things like this.
I will be going back and reflecting on my notes, and I will be bringing you my completed project. So thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
And I look forward to continuing working with you, Dr. Nicholson.
Same here.
I've learned a lot.